Hi, and welcome to this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it'll be another profitable day for you. Friday, September 29th, baseball slate, a Major League Baseball slate for us today. Just a reminder, 4 teams we favor, follow, and bet in those games are going to be Cubs, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Royals. If you're new to the show, welcome to the last 3 days of regular season baseball, and do the games actually effing matter, right? So first one out of the chute for us is actually one of those games, Rays and Blue Jays, for games in Toronto. UC pitching versus Aaron Savali. Savali is actually one of my favorite pitchers to watch. This one is extremely tough, right? So Blue Jays still need to win to lock in for the wild card, and for seeding purposes need a couple wins. So Blue Jays definitely have something to play for. The Rays are locked into that 4 seed already, so they're going to play the 5. So that's the question right at the moment, right? So what do they have left to play for on the Rays side? Are they going to be resting people? I don't know if the Rays are just going to lay down. Now, there are no batting props currently in this game for the Rays, just because they're not sure what lineup they're going to put out. I'm sure they're going to be resting guys over the weekend, so it wouldn't make sense to go full bore, but they're still going to run their pitching staff out there. I honestly think the Rays, as a dog, have a lot of value here, so we are going to play the Rays. They're about plus $1.25 dog, right around there. So we will take the Rays money line, plus 1.5, plus 2.5, minus 1.5, minus 2.5 on the run line. Rays over 3.5 team total. Rays plus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. There's no batting or pitcher props on the Rays side yet, so we will take a look at those. I think once those do become available, once they announce lineups a little bit later on this afternoon. So run through that Rays. Blue Jays, we're going to take Rays in game 1. Rays money line, plus 1.5, plus 2.5, minus 1.5, and 2.5 on the run lines. Over the 3.5 team total. And then Rays plus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. And even when somebody sends out the B squad, the Blue Jays have a tendency to struggle. I'm just telling you. And they do not do well against good pitching. So Savali's a good pitcher. I got this feeling, and I could be completely off base here. Like I said, the Blue Jays have a lot to play for where the Rays don't. But I think the Rays are still going to try to play good baseball and win some games here on that. They're going to definitely get some rest for some guys. So once those lineups come out, we'll take a look at those and get that going as well. Next game up for us, Yankees, Blue Jays. Yankees, Blue Jays. That was the rest of the series. How about Yankees, Royals, Rodon versus Jordan Lyles? So it is auto fade Jordan Lyles day. And I think the Yankees are playing for something. And the Royals just absolutely blew everything in Detroit. So they had a lead in 2 of the 3 games and blew those. The bullpen. Reagan's yesterday pitched a masterpiece. They sent him out for the 7th. When he gets tired, he starts walking people like mad crazy. So they absolutely left him out there to die because that bullpen is absolutely horrendous. They give up a 3-run homer. A couple singles. They got to walk everybody on God's green earth. I guess because if you throw a strike, you're going to give up a 3-run homer to Torkelson. They lose that game 7-3, and the Royals just look defeated after they gave up that lead. That's the second one that they've given up, 7th inning or later in that series. I think they're done. I think they've closed it up. And I'm going to tell you right now, Jordan Lyles does not scare anybody, especially this Yankees lineup. So we're going to roll with that Yankees team today. Yankees money line. They're only about $1.40 favorite, so some pretty decent value there as well with Lyles pitching. So Yankees money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Yankees over the 4.5 team total. Yankees minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Aaron Judge, Gleyber Torres over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Oswald Perez over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Judge, Torres, Perez over 1.5 total bases. Judge, Torres, Perez, double. Judge, Torres, Perez, homer. Judge, Torres, Perez, 2+ hits. Our last chance to auto fade Jordan Lyles for the season, so we want to make sure we take full advantage. We'll run through that Yankees-Royals game one more time. Yankees money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Yankees over 4.5 team total. Yankees minus a half a run, first 3, first 5, and first 7 innings. Judge and Torres over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Perez over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Judge, Torres, Perez over 1.5 total bases. Judge, Torres, Perez at a double. Judge, Torres, Perez at a homer. Judge, Torres, Perez at 2+ hits. Perez might not play today, so just make sure you do check out the Google Sheets in the comment section, as we'll update any plays there, as we probably want to put a third in. We think they're going to score 5, 6+ runs. Normally, you want to have, the way we go, 3 guys is pretty solid for that one there. Next game up for us, same game time, Cubs-Brewers. This means everything to the Cubs. Currently a half a game out of the wild card because they got swept by the Braves. It's no shame getting swept to Atlanta when they had something to play for in Atlanta. What the bad part of that was the 10 games prior, losing to all the shit teams. Said that was going to come back and bite them in the ass. It looks like it really could. If the Brewers come out and really want to... The Brewers are going to play either the Marlins or the Cubs. That's who they're going to play the first round. So depending on who they think might be the better matchup is what the effort you might see, right? So they really don't have anything to play for. They're locked into the 3. Which one do they want? Do they want the Brewers, or do they want the Cubs, or do they want the Marlins? I hope they want the Marlins and let the Cubs run all over them. The Cubs, and let them run all over them this series. Milwaukee's definitely going to sit probably Woodruff and Burns to make sure they got them for the next series in the playoffs. So who are we going to see today? If the Cubs don't come out and just have a sense of urgency that you've never seen before from them, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Cubs are barely there. This game's basically a coin flip. Hendricks and Ray pitching, I believe. Let me take another quick peek here. Colin Ray and Kyle Hendricks pitching in Milwaukee. This boils the season down, and it shouldn't have been. If they'd have just went 500 in the damn 10 games prior to that, where they played the Rockies and a bunch of shit, and the Diamondbacks, don't lose 6 out of 7 to the Diamondbacks. Go 3-4 instead of 1-6. We're not even worried about this series, and they're already locked in, ready to go, and we're resting players. And Stroman didn't do us any favors as usual yesterday. I understand they wanted him back, but if he wasn't back by the start of September, it was time just to shut him down. Because you're giving up. You're in a pennant race, bro. You're trying to make the playoffs, and you're throwing out garbage. And that bullpen, oh my God, it's just absolutely horrible. So we're hoping the Cubs get up 10-0, and then we can just hold under our chairs for the rest of the game. Cubs money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over the 3.5 team total. Cubs money line, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Our favorite prop, Kyle Hendricks, over 3.5 strikeouts is back. Bellinger, Horner, Suzuki over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Bellinger and Horner over 1.5 total bases, and Suzuki over half a total base. I don't understand why the books put him at a half a total base. I'll greatly take it, trust me. But one of those bets, I'm just he's been their best hitter for the last 2 months. Okay. Bellinger, Horner, Suzuki double. Bellinger, Horner, Suzuki home run. Bellinger, Horner, Suzuki 2+ hits. So we'll run through that Cubs-Brewers game one more time. Cubs money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run lines. Cubs over the 3.5 team total. Cubs money line, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Hendricks over 3.5 strikeouts. Bellinger, Horner, Suzuki over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Bellinger, Horner over 1.5 total bases. Suzuki over a half a total base. Bellinger, Horner, Suzuki to double. Bellinger, Horner, Suzuki to home run. Bellinger, Horner, Suzuki 2+ hits. Last game of the day for us is another one of those games. The Dodgers are going to have a week off, so I'm assuming they want to keep these guys playing at the moment. They shut it down last night. I can't stand when they do this shit, especially when, like I said, I understand they're not liable to the gamblers, but come on, really? First of all, you lose to the Rockies 14-5 or 15-4, whatever the hell the score was. First, how do you give up that many runs? The second part is do we really have to pull guys out after a couple at bats because we're down 4 runs? Seriously? And why did you leave Yarbrough in there anyway? I know the game doesn't mean anything, but it does to us. Out here, And why, if they're playing, why wouldn't they want to win? It is the Giants. They can't score, even against bad pitching. Lance Lynn going today. It's in San Francisco, so scoring's normally down a little bit there anyway. But like I said, this one's, I will tell you this. If you stay away from this game, I'm not going to blame you at all. We are going to play it. Dodgers are about $1.40 favorite with Lance Lynn going against Keaton Wynn on that one. So what we've bet for the game is Dodgers money line minus 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over the 4.5 team total. Dodgers money line first 3, first 5, and first 7 innings. Lance Lynn over 4.5 strikeouts. Freeman and Betts over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and we pray that they play the whole game. Martinez and Muncy over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts over 1.5 total bases. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts double. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts homer. And Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts 2+ hits. I don't know if you're ever going to get Max Muncy at plus 450 for a home run these days, but you will today on DraftKings, or sorry, FanDuel. So if you're a home run, if you like to bet the home run props, it's not easy for anybody to hit a home run out of there, but he's got a ton of power, so it's not a bad way to take advantage of a play that's got some odds today. So we'll run through this Dodgers-Giants game one more time, and like I said, we pray that the Dodgers are actually interested in actually playing this game rather than just going through the motions trying to get to the playoffs. Dodgers money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over 4.5 team total. Dodgers money line first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Lance Lynn over 4.5 strikeouts. Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. JD Martinez and Max Muncy over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts over 1.5 total bases. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts double. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts homer. Freeman, Martinez, Muncy, Betts 2+ hits. Like I mentioned before, do make sure you check out in the comment section of this episode. Check out the link to the Google Sheets. That'll have all of our plays, units wagered, what juice we got those at, what book they were placed at as well. So make sure you check that out when you get some time. Well worth it. If you do get in there, there are going to be 4 sheets currently. Sheet 1 is football last year. Sheet 2 is baseball this year. Sheet 3, football this year. And Sheet 4, basketball this year, as we already have a couple of win totals placed. So we wanted to make sure we had those bets down for you as well. So make sure you get a chance to check that out. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to the YouTube channel, you will get all of our, obviously you'll get all of our bets first. Secondly, you'll get all of our best bets first. And we've had those obviously for football, college and pro, baseball. We've also, UFC, Formula One, English Premier League, all that kind of stuff. So you'll get all of that information first. So that way you have plenty of time to match them up with your bets and give you a ton of confidence, like I said, with the ones you like going to the betting app or betting window. So make sure you get that done when you get a chance. Well worth the time getting that where it's in the subscriptions button rather than trying to have to look it up on YouTube. So I do want to thank you for joining us on this this episode as always, and I do appreciate your support. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.